Get ready, Staten Island.
Tonight, the Ferry Hawks host the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars with first pitch at 6:30. Thursday, it's a doubleheader starting at 4 p.m. with Jewish Heritage Night. As for this game, the Ferry Hawks will play as the Staten Island Menches. Friday at 7 p.m., it's soccer night and kids glow around the bases postgame. Saturday at 6:30, it's Broadway night with postgame fireworks and Broadway rave. Sunday at 1:30, it's Military Appreciation Day and the kids run around the bases.
Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats. Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative
On the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Now, let's go to General Arnold Punaro.
Absolutely. And he, of course, is retired U.S. Marine Corps Major General, John, Director also of Marine Corps Reserve, CEO of Punaro Group. General, what do you think is going to happen here with Iran? That's the big story. President Trump saying he is going to pound them tonight.
Well, Rita, John, privileged to be with you. And let's face it, the ceasefire is a ceasefire in name only because Iran has violated it and clearly crossed the red line, committed a mortal sin when they went after and tried to kill our troops in the Apache helicopter. So the commander-in-chief appropriately had a proportional response executed flawlessly by our U.S. military. He's indicated that's going to continue. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, made an announcement after a White House meeting here within recent minutes that it's going to continue. I think that's very appropriate. We've got to keep, both the military and the economic pressure on Iran. They've not been negotiating in good faith, and I think the commander-in-chief is very correct in the actions that he's taking.
General Punaro, how come we haven't leveled anything tied to the IRGC to the ground already? I mean, to me, that would be the first place. They're clearly a huge impediment to peace.
I totally agree, and that's been one of my comments that, they should be one of the primary military targets. Their leadership, their command and control, their cantonment areas. I mean, they've kind of dispersed like roaches, into the civilian population, making it tougher to get at them one by one. But they've still got a lot of facilities that should be on the target list. I mean, as a military guy that is very familiar with our contingency plans for Iran, we call it a target-rich environment. They ought to be a principal target. They are the hardliners. They're the ones causing all the problems, although the Ayatollahs, no cupcakes or anything to write home about. But you're right. Those ought to be primary, and they're legitimate combatants. These are military targets.
How is Iran getting lucky and getting even an Apache down? An Apache, $64 million. They're using like a $20,000 drone.
Well, look, Rita and John, you both know there's something that we in the military call Murphy's Laws. Bad things are going to happen. We have a tremendous number of capabilities out there. They were doing a normal patrol, and they got lucky. I mean, that's just the bottom line. By the way,
we just got some breaking news.
Okay.
U.S. strikes against Iran has begun.
Okay. Second night of strikes.
As predicted, as announced and as predicted. And my hope is there will be of the sufficient nature against these very appropriate military targets to keep that pressure on Iran, because they are backsliding when it comes to negotiations and, frankly, have continued to violate the ceasefire. It's a ceasefire in name only. I mean, I was in a couple of military shooting wars where people were told we're in a ceasefire, but the enemy never gets a word. And I never found that people claim we are in a ceasefire. The other side, the bad guys, were always violating it. So I have no confidence Iran is ever going to honor the ceasefire.
President Trump seems fed up. And the fact that now they have just started, again, everybody, if you're just listening here on Katz and Cosby, just started the second night of U.S. strikes against Iran. Obviously, they downed that Apache helicopter. Luckily, the pilots, all okay. They were rescued. But President Trump said they will pay a dear price. It seems like President Trump is so fed up. I was watching him today in the Oval Office, General, and his language seems to have changed even in the last day or two. My sort of interpretation, he just said, listen, there were a lot of, he even used this phrase, there were a lot of suckers before that were in the Oval Office. He referred to kind of Obama and Biden giving Iran a pass. And he says, it's a whole new day. It's a different world. And, and maybe we can pound them a little bit and bring them to the table. Or if not, we're just going to keep pounding. He seems like he's resolute now.
Well, Rita, he should be fed up. And I think basically he showed immense resilience and patience as Iran was dragging things out. And like I said, they crossed that red line, committed a mortal sin where they tried to kill our troops. And so, you would have thought that the fact that they are losing billions and billions of dollars in the economic pressure, and you would have thought that the way we basically significantly degraded their ability to produce a nuclear weapon, have access to the enriched uranium, be able to export terrorism to their proxies, although they stirred the pot with their proxies a couple of days ago. The Houthis have gone back into action. Hezbollah is going after Israel. So I think the president is correct in his views of we're unfortunately going to have to basically reattack with our military to intensify the military pressure on Iran.
General, Rita's on later on. Maybe you go on with her and see what happened with all the strikes.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, I'll be in touch with you, General.
Okay, sounds good.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel's Super Sub, if your player's subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.
21 plus select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino. 18 plus DCKYWY. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-800-MY-RESET. 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org/chat. Connecticut. Visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Maryland. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org. Call 800-327-5050. Massachusetts. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY in New York. Call 877-770-7867. Louisiana.
Visit FanDuel.com. Get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel.